how are you?
Good, man. Very good. On this mad press tour. It's great.
I know. How is the press tour going for you?
Really good. This is kind of the beginning of it. And it's always nice to be on a press tour talking about a film that people are enthusiastic about. And I've had a few where people don't really care. And this isn't one of them. There's more enthusiasm and build up for this than anything I've ever been a part of. So
do you ever get used to how the fandom is just so passionate and crazy for it?
Yeah, but not to the point where you take it for granted. I think it just becomes more and more evident how lucky we are and fortunate to have fans like this. And people warned all of us about it at separate times prior to coming into it, and I was certainly well aware of not screwing it up or trying not to screw it up because we were warned and threatened on many occasions. But to be here now, 22 films later.
22 films.
I think so, yeah. Is that it? 22, yeah.
This is the
10, 11 years worth. And to be a part of it and have people still this excited to be on this journey with us and in fact, more excited than ever. I remember probably in Avengers 1, that, there was a lot of discussion about, superhero to fatigue and are people going to keep watching them? And yet here we are with, no sign of slowing down. So
do you ever see yourself hanging up the hammer?
Oh, look, there'll come a day, and whether it's now or in the future, I don't know. Right now, we're this is the sort of finale for this phase of Marvel's Phase 3 or
Phase
what
3,
I think it's called.
Yeah, Phase 3.
And who knows what the sort of future holds, whether there could be remakes, sequels, prequels, who knows. But right now, this is certainly the sort of, culmination of years and years. And as I said, 22 films. So.
That's a lot of films. Could you name them all?
No. Thor 1, Thor 2, Thor 3.
When you found out who was going to be disintegrated, I don't know if I'm saying the verb right, to be disintegrated or who's going to disintegrate.
Right, yeah.
How did you find out, and were you surprised who ended up?
I think much like this film, most of us kind of had just been given our piece of the script, and until the premiere, I didn't know who was turning to dust or disintegrated or whatever.
Really?
Honestly, I hadn't read the script, and it was kind of the fun. I mean, most of the time with these films anyway, I feel like I'm as much a fan as anyone else and excited to see them. But in particular with these two films, because there was so much secrecy and no one really knew what anyone else was doing intentionally, I was surprised and, heartbroken and all those sort of emotions that I think the audience went through,
Are you ever looking forward to the day when you just don't have to work out and have the Thor body?
No, not really, because it's like, if I don't work out, that's when things start to hurt and I start to feel like, oh, God, my body's deteriorating. And so, the movement for me and the constant sort of training and so on is, that's where my energy comes from. And that's where sort of, that movement creates more motivation and more sort of activity. And I've been hired and paid to, stay fit. So what a luxury that has been. And the education that's given me is incredible. But I'd like to still think, even outside of playing this character, I enjoy staying busy and having an athletic sort of attitude. So
how big do you have to get to play Hulk Hogan? Because that's a different big.
Yeah, that's a different big. That's a like, can you turn that one around again afterwards kind of big, I don't know, and that's still a ways off, they're writing the script now and there's some really great discussions with Todd Phillips about it. But yeah, I was thinking about the other day about the amount of sort of different style of training too. Right. I can be kind of more functional and build up, cosmetically certain parts, your bicep curls and so on. But that kind of weight you're talking about for that character would be some serious kind of powerlifting and we'll see. That's a lot more calories.
So you haven't done the wardrobe fitting yet for all those spandex?
No. It is a ways off. Yeah.
How did that come about?
I was just talking to Todd Phillips. There was some sort of discussions about that story and at what point of his life they're going to tell it and so on, and had a conversation with him maybe a year ago, and it took a different sort of creative, journey, I guess.